least in downtown Des Moines over the next couple of days, because you might have thought the Super Bowl was a week and a half or so ago, but not in the state of Iowa. The Super Bowl of wrestling occurs this week. State wrestling tournament gets underway tomorrow.
Yes, big district tournament on Saturday, and a lot of people punch their ticket to the state wrestling tournament. That starts on Thursday for a lot of the individuals, but tomorrow is when the state dual championships get underway. So lots of ranked teams coming in. What's really nice about this is all the kids that don't get to go to the individual state tournament get to compete. So let's get after this right away.
I mean, you have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Tony Hager is going to be taking care of all the business for us here this morning, so go for it.
In Class 1A, top-ranked Lisbon, number one ranked team coming in with a 23-3 record. They'll be taking on Sigourney from number 8 ranked, and then you got Logan Magnolia ranked 4th. Sibley coming in at number 5, Don Bosco at number 2, Lake Mills at number 7, number 3 Alburnett, and number 6 Westwood. So this 1A really has a lot of intriguing stories. Lisbon, Don Bosco, they've wrestled each other a few times this year. Lisbon's come out on top, so that's why you see them with the number 1 ranked team there. So really, I think between Lisbon, Don Bosco, Alburnett, those really everything kind of went to chalk as far as how the regional duels went. The teams that got to the state tournament are the ones that really should have. So Lisbon's really tough. They've got Carter Happel, who's a 3-time state champ, on their team, leading them. Nick Williams. There's a lot of good wrestlers on that team. Moving to 2A. You've got New Hampton at the number 1 spot. They're 31-1 on the season.
Wow.
They're taking on Albion. They're number 8 in the state, but they've got a lot of really, really good individuals that you need to watch. So that'll be a fun little duel to watch tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Number 4, Clarion Goldfield, taking on number 5, Independence. Then you've got number 2, Davenport Assumption, taking on number 7, Washington. Then number 3, Creston Orient Maxburg against number 6, Sergeant Bluff. Sergeant Bluff and Creston are both undefeated in duels, so they're used to winning. They haven't lost a duel yet, so that'll be a fun little duel for you to watch tomorrow morning as well, right there in 2A. And New Hampton, Davenport, really Creston. That Creston Davenport Assumption duel in the semis, if everything goes to chalk, will be.
Who beat New Hampton?
I don't know off the top of my head.
No,
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I apologize.
Okay. We'll find if you want to look it up.
It possibly be out of a different class, I believe. They might have wrestled a 3A team, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So, but 2A really everything went to chalk as well as far as rankings go. And when we get to 3A here, there's where we saw a little bit of a shakeup as far as how teams got to the state wrestling tournament. And there's a lot of controversy about when the state dual championships are held, the day before the individuals. So. Right. Here in 3A, we had a team, Fort Dodge. They ranked number 1 really all year in the tournament and the duels, and then they got beat by Southeast Polk, and they decided that they did not want to really participate in the state dual championship.
Really?
So they didn't wrestle all their starters at the regional tournament to get to the state wrestling tournament. So I wouldn't say really boycotting, but they didn't decide. The coaches and the athletes decided it was in their best interest to go for the individual state tournament. So there's kind of interesting unbalance, I guess, within coaches and I'd say the athletic association with
obviously
that. So,
something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Nothing that they'll get fined for or anything like that.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure they might get a slap on the wrist or a talking, but I mean, it's
their prerogative.
You see the best of both. Other teams have done this in the past.
Oh, okay.
Valley has done it. Southeast Polk has done it. So it's right now the mindset, unfortunately, when that dual state championship is what are the least amount of our studs that we can put in the lineup and still win the duel. Yeah. That way they're saving them for the state individual. So it's kind of, you're not seeing the best product on the mat, unfortunately, the way it's set right now. But still, this 3A dual state championship is going to be great because Southeast Polk and Valley are bringing all their horses. So you've got Southeast Polk coming in at number 1. They've been undefeated all year. They haven't really been tested. They're taking on number 8 Clinton, and then Johnston is the team that gets into the state wrestling tournament. Not Johnston. Indianola actually is a
okay.
team that gets into the state tournament. They beat Fort Dodge. They're coming in at number 6. They're taking on Dubuque Hempstead first round, and then back up to Johnston. Sorry, number 4. They'll be taking on Cedar Rapids Prairie. That's going to be a heck of a duel. They match up really well with them, so that's going to be probably one of the best duels to watch of the day tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And then you've got Valley versus Waverly Shell Rock, who has really had an interesting team. They just not a lot of ranked wrestlers, but just kind of middle of the ground type guys all throughout their lineup. So, but Southeast Polk right now looks to have the right guys in the right spot as far as matchups go when you going against Valley. So they have the ability to just move around their lineup a little bit more. So you know, Valley, Southeast Polk is definitely a favorite going into this. So and when it comes to that state duels, we had on Potentially Dangerous. It's a podcast. It's an online show that we do every single Monday at 8. We actually had Jessamine Smith from Southeast Polk on the show to talk about why the state duels are currently on Wednesday and what we can possibly do in the future to change it, what his thoughts were as far as when he would like to see it. So if you're interested to kind of see from one of the top coaches in the state, you can hop on iawrestle.com today and listen from him. So
now what about the state tournament schedule? What do we have for that?
So wrestling is going to start Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Class 1A will get us started, and Class 1A has just a truckload of top matches first round. Between 1A, 2A, and 3A, definitely that's going to be the session to go if you're just looking to see some good wrestling. I mean, right off the bat at 106 this will be the first match of the state tournament. Number 1, Will Portis from Rockford will take on number 3, Donnie Schmidt from Wapsie Valley in the first round. And also you're going to see number 1 ranked Alex Thompson from Underwood take on number 3, Wally Zernick from Lisbon. So those are some top matches to watch in 1A. But I mean, as you can see, it's going to be constant action all day on Thursday.
Can anybody beat Zernick or not?
Can anybody beat him? Well, he got beat at districts.
Okay.
So he had a real tough district going up against a number 2 ranked wrestler, Drew West, and it actually ended up in a little controversy. There was a rolling around and a takedown was called in the last 5 seconds, but then they called it to 2 and then they waved it off. So then Drew West ended up winning.
If people aren't familiar, is it one and done? Like if you don't win a match, you're out of the tournament?
2-0 barbecue, 0-2. So if you lose 2 matches, you're out.
2 matches, you're out. Okay.
So,
and any lady wrestlers in the finals?
Unfortunately, Rachel Water was the only one that had the opportunity to make a state tournament, but she ended up getting 4th place at district. So she did not qualify for the state tournament, but she's as positive as she possibly can. She made a lot of headlines, and luckily for her, she's going to be able to compete at the college level next year and on the world level. So we won't forget that name, that's for sure.
All right, now people want to stay on top of what is going on. Your site is the place to go.
iawrestle.com. We've got brackets up there from Track Wrestling. If you want to follow us on social media, we'll have breaking news, interviews from really everything around the state tournament, and you can reach out to me if you want to see a specific match or know what's going on with a specific wrestler. You can follow me on Twitter at Hager Tony, and happy to answer any kind of questions you may have.
And you're going to keep us updated too, right?
I'll keep Great Day updated, so you'll know if you watch this every single day, you'll know what to watch and what happened, any upsets, and we'll do our best to give the sport justice.
And then the big night is
the big night Saturday night. So if you're going down to the Bacon Fest during the day, you can go to the Bacon Fest, hop over, watch state tournament, try to get as many tickets sold as possible. The Iowa State tournament consistently has this pay be sold out.
Wow.
So
Great job.